Hello, everyone. So, good day for joining the product pricing. I am Ram Martinez, the GFB chair, and to present to you the product pricing. So, the summary of this session would be first, why pricing, second, how to do it, next is GFB pricing evaluation tool, and then what to expect soon, and final messages. So let's talk about why pricing. Why are we talking about pricing? So the pricing is affects AIESEC because every business incurs costs in order for it to be able to drive its operations and mission. So there will always be costs related to AIESEC. In order to cover these, we need to generate revenue that is good enough to cover the budget and still be marketable to the customers. Now, what if we charge too high? So meaning our pricing is too high to what is the optimal. So if it's too high, then we would lose customers because the customers would be discouraged to take our services and products because they don't think that that our service is worth that much. Then eventually we would lose profits because we are losing customers, and then we would harm sustainability. Now, what if we charge low? If we charge too low, we create losses because we can cover the cost. We also create loss, we gain a lot of customers. Because if we cannot cover the cost, that means we are having losses per exchange that we are doing. That means we are creating more losses every time that we gain more customers. And this would eventually harm our sustainability. Now, why do we care about pricing? First is profitability. Every product should be able to own direct costs and also the indirect costs related to it. Section on how much the product is worth. Pricing should be equal the value of how much is our product. Then increase customers. We wanted the pricing to be good enough and would be marketable enough for our customers. And alongside with how we're doing with our branding, marketing, and operations, having a good base of pricing would eventually increase our customers because they feel satisfied with how much value is with our products. And there would be investments because there would be more profits because there would be more revenue coming from a product that is on good pricing. But how do we do this? How do we we are having a good pricing? Now, there are three ways on how to evaluate the pricing. First is the GFB pricing evaluation tool, the tool that is made GFB. Next is cost analysis. Third is customer acceptance. The GFB Global Pricing Evaluation Tool, it is a tool that would help you to analyze your entity's pricing of exchange products. It is based on economic indices and regional recommend where it takes economic factors into account. Cost analysis, this is an analysis that would allow you to evaluate different pricing options based on your budgeted target revenue. This would allow you to calculate the minimum price levels that would keep afloat. The cost analysis is mainly based on the finances of the organization itself. And customer acceptance, so this is a research based on your local reality to review customers and competitors. So customer acceptance is you can also say a research about the market that you are selling the products. Now, comparison of the methods. So if we're going to compare the three methods, the GFB pricing evaluation tool, cost analysis, and customer acceptance, the GFB pricing evaluation tool is based on economic based comparison. Cost analysis is based on organizational finances, so mainly internal, and customer acceptance is based on customers' perspective. The highs of GFB pricing evaluation tool is that this is based on economic factors such as GDP, PPP per capita, Human Development Index or HDI, the sub-regions, regional, and global groups, aiming to achieve the optimal prices across the network. However, the lows of this one is that it doesn't have the direct touch points to customers' opinions and cultural understanding, meaning because this tool is already based on the research data that was already provided by other institutions, there then this tool is not able to get a direct touch point to different people that where we are selling, meaning customers' opinions. The good thing as well on this one is that because there is an data of where we can calculate the pricing. Cost analysis is that the highest of this one is based on costs and revenues that had been incurred and is budgeted in order to achieve the pricing that satisfies the cash flow. So the good thing on this one is that would assure it would assure you that there is a pricing based on how can be covered for the business, how much can make the business still keep doing its operations. The lows of this one is that it can be potentially be risky of aiming too high or too low on pricing due to poor budgeting. You're budgeting based on low revenues but high costs, or the cost is way too high, or you're budgeting too low, but in actual practice or actual execution, your your cost is way too high. And then customer acceptance. The highest of this one is that it is based on customer insights. This is based on competitive and local business culture that tackles the research directly to the audience of the product. So this is mainly on the opinions of the people. The lows of this one is that it will take a lot of working hours and might be at risk of poor evaluation of the product's brand, uh, i.e. the products are not known, or poor understanding of the service, or there's just not a good evaluation about it. And the risk as well of this one is that it has a tendency to be biased opinions. Next is, let me show you a Venn diagram of these three tools. So if we're going to use the pricing evaluation tool and budget to pricing evaluation, or the other word is cost analysis, then oops, then it is mainly on economical perspective. If we're going to pricing evaluation tool and local market research only, then it is mainly on external perspective, because of course this is something that this is a data not based on the budget. Then if it's budget to pricing and also in terms of the local market or customer acceptance, then it is internal, because it is something that we can control more or talk or have a direct more touch points. The GFB evaluation tool let us know where the pricing tool is created based on the input from entities. Pricing information should be updated by MCVP Finance. And also GFB have no information on pricing unless you reported that. So meaning every time that we're going to have a GFB, there is a section on doing the pricing, because we wanted to know how much are the entities pricing their products. And the accuracy of pricing tool depends on the accuracy of the data input. So if you believe that is somehow wrong, then that means then there's something wrong with how you guys are doing with your surveys or in terms of GFB survey, or even the amounts that you put in expa, or even your response to other surveys that we do. Now let's go to the tool for an on-hand example. Okay, so this is the evaluation tool. So this is in a spreadsheet version. So because before that tool is an Excel presentation purposes, it is uploaded as a spreadsheet version. So let's random entity. So you can see here in select your entity, you can choose list of entities. So Philippines. So once you click an entity, it would automatically show data related to that. Currently, right now, the data is still creating the form. Is created for us to analyze the entity's pricing of exchange products. It is based on economic indices and calculates global and regional averages. And additionally, you have the possibility to compare our pricing. Now, the entity info and pricing tab would show to you the entity information. So first part, general information about the entity. Uh, so the region, contact person, which products are run, also some external information, GDP, PPP group, and HDI group. Then second, entity pricing information is correct. Notify GFB if it is wrong. Then right hand side is your subjective opinion about the pricing. The first part is just the general opinion, general information. So like the ISO code, the region, the sub-region in AIESEC, then region in UN, sub-region in UN, income according to economic indices. This entity is categorized lower middle income, then GDP PPP. The GDP PPP is gross domestic product to purchasing power parity, and HDI group or Human Development Index, then the customer price index, value 100 in 2010, and then local currency, and then what is the entity is running, then the price per exchange in euro and local currency, and then pricing in euro and local currency. So this is where the per product information show per product, and then the what stages that the entities are charging this one, then what is the total, and then what is the equivalent currency and local currency. Then next is in terms of IGT. So for IGT, there are four options, which is gonna be tackled more later on. Then OGE is the same as the one in IGE as well, where it's the stages where we charge the pricing and euro and local currency. Same goes with OGT and OGV. And then IGV is asking the how much are we charging related to the products to our partners, and how much is charged to the EPs in case that we charge something to the EPs. Yes. Next is the entity analysis, OGX plus IGE. So this amount to is equivalent to in euros, because euros is the amount that we use all across the net, or at least that is the currency that we always use when we are being charged in terms of local fees or regional fees. So that's why we always use euros, even in our GFB reports. So this tab, the OGX plus IGE, it is a tab for you to do comparison Then weights on the right hand side is used to calculate different prices, and then use the PPP adjusted price to compare. So PPP adjusted price. So it is these rows that are in bold. Uh, so for example, the ones in orange as well. So for example, uh, the current price 316 euros, but the best price shows that it should be 135 euros. So the comparison to current price is 57%. So it has a comment that shows this means that you could decrease your price. Then if on the comparison to current price shows a negative, so meaning you need to raise your prices on this one. Right. Then the entity is in the following groups. So for example, for income group, it has the lower middle income, then GDP PPP per capita group, then HDI group, region. And then on the right hand side, there are graphs just to show the prices based on different. So for IGE, these are the prices based on different groups. Then goes with OGE, then OGT, then OGV. Next up would be the other tab for IGT. So for IGT, there are 4 schedule options. There are 2 different recommended prices here. So one for your own option and one for all options. And then use the your option price to compare and the all options price in just FYR. So what are these 4 options? So the 4 options are option 1, only one-time fee. So meaning the product is charged just for payment for the whole duration of the product. Next would be a one-time fee plus monthly fee. So meaning there is a one-time administrative fee plus monthly monthly servicing fee that is being charged at different months. Now, the third option would be just only monthly fee. So meaning this is an amount that is being charged every month, but there's no one-time fee when it initially started. Then option 4 would be several installments, meaning not necessarily a monthly fee, but it can be like a quarterly fee or just 2 installments on during the entire duration or other versions of the installments. There are different options the because this product is flexible and there are different ways on how to charge it. But of course, as long as the prices is aligned all across your entity, then it's okay. But there are options that an entity can choose on how to do and what would be suitable for them. So meaning the option that you chose. So that's why in terms of there are empty numbers with the other options, while there's only a number on the option that you chose or currently are doing. And the assessment of a best price is the amount that is up to other options. All right. And then entity analysis for IGV would be a reference only. So as IGV has too many pricing strategy on this one. So thing with IGV, as you all know, we can charge to the partners, to NGOs, or there are different ways on how to be able to cover the costs with IGV. Sometimes we charge anything to the partners, or we can just do sponsorships there. And for most entities, we charge IGV directly to the expense. So there are different schemes, financial schemes related to IGV. So this tab is more of a reference. So you can compare your prices here with others, and then read your predecessors what they wrote about the pricing. So if the pricing that is in the pricing tool says that it needs to be increased, then of course you still need to check with the reality of your product, specific IGV, which is mainly dependent, uh, on how the project is working. So to the different communities. So there are also a lot of NGOs that simply cannot be able to cover the the price that is gonna be charged. That's why we lay them off. So you need to still check with your real product. All right. So that is the tool. Now, after reading the tool, the pricing review should be conducted every year. Do not follow the recommended pricing blindly. Use it as a reference only. Then conduct additional cost analysis and customer acceptance tests. As mentioned earlier, cost analysis is to examine the cost structure of your products to see if you can cover them with adjusted pricing. Customer acceptance to study how much the customers are willing to pay for the products. You can do it with a survey spread it through LCs, or you can also do manual surveys to different people within the market, doing customer surveys. So that is how you can do the acceptance research. So these two analysis, there are multiple ways on how to be able to do them, especially acceptance, as it's mainly dependent on external factors, which is your direct touch points with the market. So consult with stakeholders. So you can talk to your BOA, to your supervisory group, and review the said studies and pricing tool. And then that's when you can change your price. You, of course, you still need to do reviewing before you would change your price, so that there is a good discussion that happened. Remember, it is not mandatory, meaning it is not in the finance standards that you need to change your price every year. But however, it is mandatory to review it every year. So what can happen is that you can review the pricing every year, but there are times that you can see that you don't need to change the price, like it's okay in itself. Then it's not mandatory to change the price every year. Okay, next is what to expect soon. A more detailed step-by-step guide for the pricing evaluation tool. The This video is more leaning to a generic observation, or a generic explanation of itself and what is pricing all about. So expect a step-by-step guide soon, very soon. Combine to combine the cost analysis and customer acceptance as a template inside the evaluation tool, and also inside the guide, so that you can have so that you can see a different perspective of analyzing the pricing in a budget perspective. And also, last but definitely not the least, a pricing report as of Q3 2018. So a pricing report is an analysis or an overview of what is happening all over the network. It is how we are doing with the price. Is the network healthy with their pricing? Is the network charging enough for the price, or are they charging too high? Or which specific groups of entities needed to improve their own charging? So that is one exciting thing that you can expect very soon. Slash tips and tricks. Proper pricing is important for sustainability. Pricing tool is the assistance from GFB for you to set correct pricing. Always take note of your budget and customers. Policy to read the tool correctly. Pricing review is mandatory every year. changes in the pricing can be or cannot be done. Additionally, studies are required to support your decision to amend your price. So that is it for today. If you need any questions, you can send an email to me at gfbchair@ai.isec.org or through my WhatsApp, which is on the number displayed in the screen. So you can send me a message soon, and if you have any more inputs, feel free to give those inputs to GFB or even ask other entities for how they're doing with their own pricing. So thank you so much and goodbye.